As you can see, I'm surrounded by green. Well, I'm not surrounded by green, but we are sponsored by the good people at Wash and Go today. The lovely people at Wash and Go. What I'm on about, good people. And people often say to me, Mark, is it not hard being a Wash and Go ambassador? And I always have to reply to them like this. Being a rocket engineer is hard. Just ask Elon Musk. Being Manchester United manager is hard. Just ask the 4 managers that have taken over since Sir Alex Ferguson. Being an NHS worker, that's hard. Heroes. That is really hard. But being a shampoo ambassador is as easy as taking a bath. It really is. So next time you're having a really hard day, just run a bath, light some candles, put on some relaxing music and lather up with Wash and Go. Classic Wash and Go. You can pick up your bottle at any good retailer or by hitting the link in the description and getting it delivered straight to your door. Thanks very much to Wash and Go for supporting the United Stand. Now let's move on with the show. And remember, Wash and Go, it's invisible. It's invisible. Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United news where we're going to talk about the players losing faith in OLE, Antonio Conte wanting the job today, but more importantly, Manchester United standing by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Richard Arnold, Ed Woodward, Sir Alex Ferguson, they believe that the time is to stick with Solskjaer and basically believe they know more than most Manchester United fans. And to be honest with you, I want to start off with this. Players. I don't know whether people have picked up on this. We're going to delve into a lot of things. Solskjaer has been at training today. Manchester United believe that it's right to stick by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's even been mentioned of giving him 3 games to save his job. It's not a game of bloody snakes and ladders we're playing here. We're playing real life football. What happens if he wins the next 3 and loses to Chelsea? I just said it on Twitter. Like, it's done. It's time to go. And what I'm amazed by, and I'll talk about Sir Alex because we've spoken about Gary Neville and everyone like that. You know, you can't not bring these people into it when they're being mentioned about it. Sir Alex Ferguson wanted us to stick with David Moyes, and that was a mistake. Sir Alex Ferguson bought Jemba. Sir Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager there's ever been. He is a man who needs to be listened to. He's the man who brought Cristiano Ronaldo back. But he's a man who walked out on Man United losing 5-0. He's the man who was like, when Ronaldo didn't start against Everton, says you've got to pick your best players. Is Sir Alex Ferguson just sticking with him because he doesn't want Conte? Because I think it's very obvious that Sir Alex Ferguson doesn't rate Solskjaer and is again probably locked into the emotional blackmail, isn't it? Because Sir Alex has made himself, whether he wants to or not, he's made it very clear that he's not happy with the situation. And if it wasn't Sir Ole, I think he would want him gone. But let's talk. There will be a career mode today at 3 o'clock. Yeah, I need a release. That'll be on Twitch at 3 o'clock. Bloody hell, I do. But there's loads to get through. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Let's talk about the players first of all, because Ole has been back in training. Man United have made their decision. I don't believe he's going to get sacked now, which is appalling. I feel washed out by this club. Actually, I'm sure many United fans feel the same. If you look back at the last 6 months of this football club, it's been appalling. I don't know how the Glazers are still there. You know, Newcastle talk about putting up with Mike Ashley, and Arsenal talk about their owners. What an absolute shambles the last 6 months has been. The Super League, where they tried to take us out of the European Cup, which is what we're all about. Tried to turn us into a bloody franchise, and now just totally ignoring what Man United's all about to keep a guy in charge that protects them. It's the self-preservation society run by the Glazers, really is. Sir Alex Ferguson's been in the training ground, feels like dad goes to school because other people picks on his kid, embarrassing for Ole even more, says go. Look, I have heard that. I want to talk about these player quotes. I have heard about Sir Alex going to the training ground. I want to talk about Sir Alex in a bit of depth because I don't want to hear any bad words against Sir Alex Ferguson. If anybody's above criticism, it's probably him. But should anybody be above criticism, I don't know whether that's right, but I can't say anything bad about that man. But you know what, I said it on Twitter as well. Why is Sir Alex Ferguson going to the training ground? It's desperation. It's like picking Van der Beek on Saturday. Ole doesn't want to pick Van der Beek. Sir Alex Ferguson shouldn't be going to the training ground. Like, it's what I mean. We should always preserve and respect our past, but what's the future if you keep jumping in the past? Unless Sir Alex Ferguson's going to the training ground to manage the team, why is he going to the training ground? To give a rousing speech, to tell them to back Ole and get behind Ole and create a siege mentality. As soon as he walks away again, the circus starts up. The clowns, the coaches come back out and it continues. I think what United are getting confused with here is they're trying to make it that the media want Ole to be sacked. The fans want Ole to be sacked. The players I'm going to talk about in the moment, they want him to go, really. It's very obvious. So when Ollie sits there with the players and says, we've got to prove them all wrong, we've got to prove them all wrong, I've got nothing against the players. The players, because everyone's switched on us. There has been those times at Manchester United where you need a siege mentality. There definitely has been. But let's not get angry and start ranting here. I don't need the players to respond. I need the club to respond and replace the manager and the coaches. It's not about the players proving us wrong. I know those players are good enough. I know they can go and beat Spurs under OLE, and they might beat Man City under OLE. We're talking about standards and we're talking about the future. I don't need a couple of wins. I don't need 3 wins. I need a Premier League title. I need Man United back where they should be. That's the change we want. So this rousing of the troops, them and us, I don't want them and us with the fans. I want that with the players. I want the players to realise that the fans are with the players. We're willing to give you that chance under a proper manager. So I would, if I was a player, I'd be very careful about what Ollie's telling you to do about, rousing the troops, because it's not about the players. It's about the manager and the coaches, and everybody knows it, and the players know it themselves. And that's what I talk about. Luke says it's his birthday. I'm Ollie out after the results. I hope the board realise that Ollie isn't the one and Conte comes in. We'll talk about that a bit, Lux, but happy birthday. How Moyes was a mistake. I mean, he had just 7 months. We've been making mistakes since Sir Alex. It all started with Moyes sacking. Moyes never should have got the job, Attel. You'll never get any sympathy out of Moyes for me. I never wanted Moyes. In fact, the only reason I probably gave Moyes a chance is because Sir Alex said to back him. I never wanted Moyes. I knew it was a mistake. He was out of his depth. He was like a brick in a swimming pool in the deep end. He was never going to work. He came into that football club and cleared house. David Moyes may as well have walked in with a big sledgehammer and smashed up the trophy room. He got rid of the whole backroom staff and wanted to do it his way. Moyes was a terrible appointment. As if Sir Alex Ferguson's speech is going to magically make them play better and tactics miraculously improve. It's such a load of shite. We're so embarrassing, says Stephen Cherney. Mark, we are global laughing stock. Sir Alex isn't about Christian. Nobody is. Back Manchester United or they're backing the Glazers family, says Andy and Bruno. Well, look, let me just read you some things about the players, because we've all had our say as the fans, and we'll continue to do that, and we'll talk about Conte, and we'll talk about, what's going on at the club. But look, one thing here that's really important. You've got very well briefed outlets saying that Man United don't want to sack Solskjaer, so they're not going to sack him. But those same outlets are briefing things about the players. One of them is ridiculous. That Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's half-time chat with Liverpool was to keep a clean sheet. In another half-time chat at Leicester, I think it was, he apparently said, he asked the team why we're conceding so many goals, and more than one player said, because of you. Like, there's no authority with this man, and yet we're allowing him to continue. But there's more. I'm a silent comedian who say, there's more. There's more. There's much more to read here. So this is from, let me just find this next one. Pressure is still high on Solskjaer. Okay, we know about that. It's about the specifics. The feeling within the club is that whilst the result was bitterly disappointing and painful for everyone, the immediate focus is on proving things. That's from Sky. The sense that Solskjaer is not the man to lead Manchester United has taken hold of a section of the squad over the past month. They admire his manner, commitment and public protection, but doubts are growing about his sophistication. Some would be open to a change. So that's from The Athletic, so that's reliable.